Hello, Ma. Uh, so, Irozu, will you please read Kavacham? I'll wait for 5 minutes. Will you read the Kavacham and do 5 minutes of Navakshari Mula Mantra? Because already you know to recite it. So just recite it by your own. Then we can do chapter 2 and 3 together. Or should we continue the second and third chapter? And yeah, I'm so very tired. Then we can do towards the last, we can recite it towards the end. Is that okay? Okay. The Navaratri today in the Havan is so many times towards the end, almost like 10th, no, 11th, also, so 12th chapter. During 11th chapter, there was rain. Then after 12th chapter, there was rain. 13th chapter, no, we did, and after that. So I was asking Ma, earlier I used to have this when I say stop to the rain god, they used to stop. So at this time when I'm saying stop God, still we have one chapter to go. Yeah, he's not listening, it's raining on. Then I asked Divine Mother, yesterday also it happened, day before yesterday also it happened. So troublesome. Every day you're doing problem. Is this something you want me to do or no? If that is the case, because when we hear divine messages, we don't have a very proof that, yeah, 1,000 times, 1,000%. We can also go wrong sometimes in our interpretation, right? So, did I overhear something? Did you mean to say once, Chandy Homa? Did I mistakenly have taken it as 42 days, or did I mistakenly understand that I have to do every day? Is that why you're every day making this so hard? Uh, then she showed me the whole wall uh, of pictures. So there are like three gods, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati on the walls, and sometimes on the wall figurines. Who have ever seen my status on my mobile, you will know. Tomorrow I'll upload it on the internet if I have time. Uh, so they were like totally fight. I'll tell in Telugu also. There's totally a fight between Derima and the negative forces. So she says, you always say Dasera is a function where Divine Mother has fought for 9 days and finally won over negativity. But do you have an inkling of understanding on how that fight would be? Do you even understand? It is metamorphical at a meta level. We all know Dasara means 9 days Divine Mother has fought with definitive asuras. Usually, since most of us don't really understand the uh, whole Durga Saptasati as a context, we just think that Mahishasura Vadha is itself 9 days, and we celebrate last day as Mahishasura Madha Day and Vijayadashami. And then she says, "This is what is the fight we had," and I'm trying to tell you that this is what it requires, a commitment that I have to fight for what is wrong. And if you can't do that, if you get disappointed or if you get demotivated by these small things, that you are not able to stop rain, you're not able to do this, you're not able to do that. So, do you really think, are you standing for global good? Are you really an ambassador for good? Uh, is there something you're missing out in this whole process? Just reflect upon. So well, as the Purnavati was happening, I was like totally wet and I was not able to understand what's this phenomena. So anything we don't understand, we get into some kind of uneasiness, right? Okay, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Am I doing something wrong? Uh, why is it that it's raining every day? Why is it that it gets so hard? So each day we have a lot of body aches, body as if I'm fighting thousand wars. I feel like by end of day I feel like I have fever. I have a lot of body aches and pains. It's all totally drained energy. And why is this happening? Sometimes that's, and since we are into the spiritual work, uh, there's always doubts that am I leaking my energy? Am I somewhere, because I'm exposed to public now? Is there somebody who's uh, uh, trying to do something wrong by me, and I'm not able to protect myself enough? What's happening? And then when I say all these questions, Divine Mother Varahima, to be precise, keeps saying, don't think all that. It's very hard to enter into your energy. Don't overthink all that. But for me, the phenomena I'm not able to understand from past 4 days, because for the last 100 days I've done, and this kind of experiences used to happen 1 or 4 cases where there used to be heavy rains and I had to stand and amidst the rains and complete the havan, because I know there's a lot of negative forces who's trying to break it. But this was very unusual. Like last 4 days, it's so hard, so uh, so so detailed. Okay, I'm starting at somewhere around 9:30. So before to that, I finish my divine at the God's place. So an hour of prayer. And before to that, I do cook for prasadam. So literally from 4:30 to evening 4, like 12 hours, I'm in divine seva only. Still, left with a not space of contentment. I feel like something is missing, and I feel like I'm going into self doubt mode. Uh, Sometimes I am heavily influenced. Sometimes I'm hurting myself. Yesterday, though it was all Parahima came, all that hype. It was hype that yeah, she came and fought for us and stuff like that. But something I was not able to comprehend. It is very unusual. Uh, Yeah, see, if I cry, if I'm helpless, I know very well that even there will be gods will come and talk to me. All that I now I'm used to it. So I'm like, okay, fine. But there's something which I'm not able to comprehend. So today she gave me an answer in a very briefly that you you can't understand what's the commitment I have for my devotees. So just for 4 days, and you're like self doubting yourself. So most of you all recite Mahishasura do recite, celebrate Dasara from whatever your age, minus 3 years, because you may not know the inkling of what's Dasara, maybe around 3 years old. So from 3 years old, you know that this is a festival, and you must be knowing to either do golus by telling stories or pandals, um, you know, different ways we relate with Durga Ma, but all of it is at a not experiential level. You will say it happened to them, not to me. There is, am I making myself clear what I'm saying? So she says, can you even feel for a minute that the fight I'm doing, even though you don't know, the fight I'm doing while you're praying, uh, while you're reciting all these stotras of different versions of Durga Ma or incarnations of Durga Ma, be it the 9 rupas of uh, the, the Lalita format or the Durga format of Navadurgas, or you go by Saptamatrikas or Ashtamatrikas, or you go by Dasamahavidyas. Different ways I relate with Divine Mother and different manifestations, but the commitment I have for my devotees is all the same. And I do intensely fight for you in these 9 days to help you overcome certain of your hurdles, certain of your pain areas, certain of your concerns that is always hidden, and I bring it to forefront, and I give you aid, I give you access to face it and deal with it and win over it. And that's the true essence of Dasara. I want you to tell to your students, not the normal thing that you think 9 days at somebody's level. It's not for my life, somebody's life. She did so. But still, I'm like, hey, I'm happy in other people's happiness. So I'm just happy. And that's the reason I'm celebrating Vijayadashami. No, that's not the context she wants us to relate with. The context she wants to relate with is she's showing I have different sankalpas. I do have different areas of work that needs to be done, maybe because of my birth reason, and what are the sanchitas and prarabdhas that I carry forward, and what is that prarabdha that I'm here to deal with. That's one thing that she's fighting on behalf of us, to help us understand this is what is the mirror that you need to face. Now deal with it, take action, work on yourself. But she's fighting on, not like at a mirror level. She's fighting with us alongside to help us overcome our own internal resistances, internal enemies like laziness, procrastinations, negative thoughts, negativity, anger, distress, or external enemies, something like concerns with external world. So in both the ways, she's fighting for me. So this Dasara, I want each one of you to. That's a message I heard that this is what is the fight. Imagine you're today, day before yesterday you failed. Yesterday we came to help you, but still you're left with feeling of I'm helpless because end of the day divine mother came. It's not me who have done. Today you failed. You're left with a huge disappointment that how come something is wrong? I'm doing everything, divine mother, divine pictures, but at a personal level, I'm like, why is this happening? Something that's something is wrong. Something is not making sense to me. So then, as I'm resting, she said, this is the same fight I want each one of your students to fight for themselves, not for you. With humility that there is something beyond me who's guarding my whole phase of life. But Divine Mother is along beside with me, not opposite side, trying to teach things, but she's fighting alongside with me. Yes, every time I do fail, that's fine because I do have a bigger support next to me who's trying to teach me another path. The same way how in the chapter 2, chapter 3, Mahishasura, Sainya Vada and Mahishasura Vada happens, where she takes up different. Mahishasura represents stubbornness, stubborn way we are trying to. do things because we are so used to do that things. It's comfort for us. We don't want to get out of our comfort zones. So we're just like always wanting to just shoot, no thinking. Some things are not working. I'm not reflecting on why is this thing not working? Is there a different way I can approach the same situation? Or is there a different strategy? Is there something else I could do that can bring a there's some guidance that can come, or there's some positive moment in that space I'm struggling? Or is it related with my mood management? So look at those 5 layers that we've been talking in classes. First thing is karmic layer. Though I may not be exposed to what my karma is, am I making sense to most of you? Because I myself, I'm just figuring out certain things and I'm trying to explain what she told me. So is this something that's making sense? Like, are you able to relate with what I'm saying? Telugulo చెప్పాలా? All of you follow Telugu, English, or anyone specifically who just wants it to be in Telugu only? Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. Okay. Uh, thank you, really. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, so, so that's what she told me, that this is the same fight. Telugu అండి. చూస్తా. So, this is the same fight I do on behalf of you to help you overcome this thing. So, is it at my karmic level? I may not have an inkling on what my karma is, but definitely my life is something doesn't seem working. I have certain disappointment with me in my life. Okay, I'm not saying everyone, but as we come out of our comfort zone, we do face our challenges, right? So the first thing is about my karmic layer. The second thing, karmic layer translates into our chakras. Chakras. We may not have inclination about whether my chakras are blocked, my chakras are blocked or unbalanced, but I do know about my thought patterns. I do know about my emotions. I do know about my actions. These are something which are at my physical level. The other two, which is my karma and my chakras, are at a metaphysical level. Okay. So I may not know it. So these 3 layers I do have control. So the message that she wants me to convey to all is, though you may not, so with some people I might have told this is your karma, this is what is your reason for birth, or this is where the problem or the lesson to learn. All of this I would have told you at some level, but some people I would have not told you or not spoken to you at all. So you may not know it. So it doesn't matter what your karma is, what your past is. But what's important is that I do have an inclination about what's my mental patterns, what's my emotional state, and what's my actions about it. So I do have control about it. So that can give you a foray into what you are handling and how you are handling. And is there a way I can bring in divine guidance as a surrender, as a tool to help myself not just hit the same path, the same way as Mahishasura is doing all the while, but is there a way I can find something better, filled with ease and grace by taking Mother Divine support and help? So, as much as it's a humbling experience to me, also, um, it just reminded me how humane I am. That, yeah, it's very natural for every one of us to doubt ourselves when things don't go well. It's very natural for each one of us to aspire to be better self, but doesn't know how. And very, very natural to get scared or go through different emotional states when things don't work the way we expect it to be done. Doing everything your best. Okay. Uh, I don't know how much I would be able to relay this in Telugu because I'm just composing my thoughts and I'm speaking. So I don't know whether I'll be able to tell the same in Telugu or not. Kindly, there is a translator. Please try to open it. I'd be very grateful for today. Um, so that's how we need to relook our entire spaces. Um, the moment I just I have to do, okay, I have to do my havan. I. The moment that I comes down, then comes an inkling of how do I manage? What actions am I doing? Not maybe it's causing distress. Some actions that are causing me distress, some emotions. So if my go-to state is distress, okay, that means I'm doing something that's not aligned with divine plan. Simple, equal to equal. So if my distress levels are high, I do my prayers, and after that, am I calm? What's my go-to state? Okay, the go-to state of a human being is neutral. We're not always jumping with joy in elation, neither we are uh, in sorrow. We're always, we don't, unless until there's a trigger. So I'm at a neutral state. There's a trigger. That trigger makes me high or low. Then I come back to normalcy. And again, I keep going to the way. When there's a trigger, I go up or down. This is my natural state of life. But then, when this natural state of life happens, what's my amount of time? I just go up when there's a peak of happiness and calm down. And how deep I go, like a crust, when I hit an emotional trigger and go down all the way. So this sign this usually this is a sine wave, right? So this sine wave and how up and down is your crest determines your emotional stability. Mm. So at that point, when you can hold yourself, the go to way is I'm always done like this. This is me. This is who I am. Or and what does this me does? He or she blames myself or blames others, or I cry, or I go into inferiority, I go into superiority, I I hide, I sleep, or I drink, I smoke, I I avoid, blatant avoidance. I don't want to face what I'm dealing with, or I go into signs of self wallowing, rumination, all the while, why me, why, or I go into the states of anger, fear, or self doubt, seeking validation. Uh, this is my Mahishasuras. That's what I'm trying to explain. Because when you know there is theory feels, aha, that's there. But when I can resonate it with my life, that's when the beauty of all of this comes out in 70 movie. So, what are my Mahishasuras? If I can make a note of you and say this Dasera, as I am conquering each of these, one is my attachment towards what's good and something that I want to avoid when something is not so good. So, I don't want to go out of my comfort zone. That's my Kaitava. And I want to always be with something which is good, which is sweet to me, which gives me pleasure, which gives me a sense of security, is my Madhu. So this is one phase. The second thing I may want to also look into is what are all that ways I'm stubbornly doing things, though there is distress in that spaces. So is that helplessness? Is that what's your emotion? Go to emotional state that you are in this during this. Just type some messages so that it's a reflection that yeah, my go-to state. Hmm, how much will be your ups and downs? Uh, so is it up or down? Is it up or down? Okay. Ma, this session is not about me. I will deal with myself, with my God. Okay. So today I'm sitting at a place where I'm teaching some things to you. So I want you to reflect upon what's your crest, what's your troughs, where do you stand in this whole equation? Okay, I'm a mirror of what Divine Mother is going through in her fight with Asuras. So she failed. She failed for day one. She failed for day two. She failed for day three. She failed to day four, day six, day seven, day eight, day nine. So now it's making sense to me. I might have the most toughest 9 days of my life doing these havans, but I'm gearing up because it's making sense to me now. All right. So I'm not trying. I'm not asking you to interpret what's happening with my havans or whatever. This is in the havans I'm doing is for you. So it's all. If I'm failing, that means what? You must be also not doing well in some places. So let's, and since I'm a mirror of you, I want you to look at how I can win, in the sense how I can make you win. Right? So that's what I'm trying to talk. So in this whole process, just see where you stand. Where is your crest? Where is your traps? Where is that you avoid? Where is that you just leave things the way it is? Where is that you shiver in fear? Where is that you are again vibrating at a phase of I don't have any kind of support, or I don't know what will happen to me. So what's your go-to state? Okay, just try to put this if that's okay with you, because anyways this chat just vanishes after the calls. If you're not comfortable, at least write it in your journal so that it can act as a window that when you are reciting these, we took a sankalpa on day one, and uh, we took a sankalpa that this is what I want to do, and to there the next phase she's teaching, where in order for that sankalpa to get achieved, what is my go-to state? I'm going into a next level of self-inquiry, which is the number one access. There's a tool that can help me go deep into understanding myself. Where am I standing? The moment I understand myself, a lot of things start opening for me. So I want things, but I don't reflect on myself. Who is the anchor for doing these things? It doesn't work because it's me who has to finally get there. I want that wish to happen. I want this thing not to go, or I want this thing to come. So that's what she's trying to put in my head as I'm, because this didn't come to me as a sat. So she's been telling me this from an hour because I've been reflecting on what's happening, what's happening. So then she said, you asked your students to take sankalpa of certain things, but they don't have access on reflection. They don't even think about what's my go-to states and where is that I need to work on my Madhukaitabas, where is that I need to work on my Mahishasuras. What are my Mahishasuras actually? Mahishasura is a demon. Are you celebrating my victory? Is that what I want you to do? I'm already there. Why should if you praise me or not, I really don't mind. Why should I even ask you to do all this? Because that's a mirror of what you are dealing with. Saptasati is nothing but you fighting your own different levels of enemies. That's internal and external to you. Unless until you get the essence of it, unless until you, while you're reciting, there's certain things divine, as I said, in the continuum, divine grace comes at any place. So she can just clean that karma, so you just things get start working for you. Or she just aligns your chakras momentarily, you do your actions in a more aligned way. Or she just helps you with enhancing your positive mental thought patterns. Still you will it will move for you. She's moving you at an emotional state. She's teaching you new ways to deal with your emotional ups and downs. Still, things will start moving for you. She's teaching you to take new actions aligned with divine grace. Things will start working for you. So, in these 5 levels, where are your Mahishasuras? Where do you think you need to take one step positive towards light? That's the question I'm posing to all of you. Okay? Kindly have a thought process about it, and then you can relook this whole chapter 2, chapter 3 from that perspective, that yeah, divine mother takes different forms when everyone complains, when Devas says we want cosmic balance. Who's are Devas? It's the part of me who says I want, the Sankalpa part. That's the Deva part I am. Because we are divine beings. We never forget that. Our go-to state is we are divine beings. It takes a lot of punya karma to be born as human. So the chances of being born as human itself is like one in many, many lakhs. So you're not born as an amoeba, tree, or plant. All that you can be crossed. But if you're born in a lower plane, you don't have access to karma theory. If you're already transcended to upper locus, karma theory doesn't work. Only in earth plane, you have a beautiful way to release your karmas and work and enter into divine, moksha prapti. So to get there, this work is needed. The moksha is not a function of something happens like a magic and I just enter into divine light. That's not the process. The process is I work on my own, this 5 levels I'm talking, get present to every single enemy of mine, internal or external, be it laziness, be it arrogance, be it ego, be it playing small, be it entitlement, be it avoidance, be it dominance, be it suppression, be it helpless, being victimhood. What's that go to state? Helping myself understand that and trying to be embracing my divine self is where my whole challenge of journey that will put me into the state of connecting better with my divine and helping me enter into the states of moksha in that process. So I would want each one of you to reflect. Okay, there's somebody who always thinks because of somebody my life has become like this. Because of this, I actually am a very great person, but because of this, these, it can be negative forces, people in my life, neighbors, my work, my husband, my wife, my children, my parents, in-laws. So they're into the blame. The Mahishasura there is blame. So if they find reasons to blame people, not take responsibility of their actions. They don't want to take what they had to do, always blame others for their today's miseries. So, like this, if you can reflect upon what's my Mahishasuras, even you may not uncover it today in the same 1 hour or 1.5 hour, but it will give you access that, yeah, and Divine Mother is fighting. The Mahisha in me takes multiple forms when I try to subdue it because I am again saying there is a Devata in you, there is a Deva in you. So the Deva is the Divine Mother, and that part of you is divine. And she is trying to help you with how to fight with this procrastination, laziness, blame, crying, anger, a lot of other stuff. But then it morphs into another. It morphs into another. It morphs into another and she takes multiple tools. You get multiple jnana. What is the our tools here? There she is fighting with sword, she's fighting with chakra, she's fighting with a spear. What are all this? She's trying to say using a bow. She's saying be focused. When she's trying to use a cycle, a discus to uh, annihilate Mahishasura. She's saying this is all a cycle of birth and death. It, good times don't always be there, bad times always don't be there. When good times come, bad times will come. Good times will come back. It's a cycle. Don't be attached to good. Don't be averse to bad. Accept both of it as divine creation. So there's a lot of inner meanings that these tools have. So using this knowledge she gives us, today we are giving you knowledge. This is one way she's trying to teach you. Whatever that enters your head is enter your head. Whatever just goes above your head, it will enter your head when you are ready. Trust me, your divine soul is very powerful. It understands things beyond what you think it accepts. So you are more powerful than what you give credit to. You know you know things beyond what you think you don't know, but you think you don't know, but you are capable of knowing it. Your soul is very wise. Otherwise, you don't attend these classes, right? Among the whole world, why there's only 58 people? Because you're ready. That's the reason. Simple. So don't think about maybe this is not for me. This is for you, very much for you. Understand where that is. what kind of knowledge she is trying to give to help you to fight your own inner demons and external demons. And in that process, where you are failing, where you are going back, finally she has to join all the knowledge, all the tools. Then she takes and first kills the army. What's the army here? The Mahisha army is second chapter. The third chapter is Mahishasura. The second army is who? The accompanying aspects. Like for me, the mental thought patterns, actions has to get clear. I have to get the balance of emotions. If the emotion balance has to come, I have to work on my mental patterns. So do I work on actions first or thought patterns first? So that's the question. So the army is here, the extended feathers. That is troubling me, my concern, not to be in a go to state of calmness. Happiness or sadness, I am in the normal state, not getting agitated. Or the dip is so small. Okay. So I'm here. So when I get happy, maybe I just when I go sad, it's not so low. It's just like this, and I'm coming up. So that's a progress. So you need to understand where your norm is, where you are standing when it comes to your ups and downs. And that's where these lessons can be more impactful if you can reflect upon it and understand my go to feature and then work on how do I use surrender as a biggest tool to help me correct my actions, correct my emotions, correct my thought patterns, correct in that process of doing my Bhuta Suddhi, recitation of Parayana, align my chakras because she is the Kundalini Shakti. So if Kundalini has to awaken, chakras have to be balanced. Otherwise, it's not at all possible. So she works at a metaphysical level. Recitation is fine. Okay, so she will take care. But from that recitation, she's trying to put you into knowledge levels, which will help you conquer your materialistic world, your whatever you did sankalpa for. And in that process, what are the things that you have to work on taking action is where we are stuck with. Okay, so that is what is the uh, a prologue for this today's session. All right. Uh, I don't know what all I spoke now, so I will not be able to again translate because most of it I just pass through the things. సో తెలుగులో చెప్పడం కష్టంగా అనిపించవచ్చు. సో మన్నించండి. నాకు తెలుగులో మళ్ళీ అదంతా ఛానల్ చేయాలి అంటే చాలా టైం పడుతుంది. అలసిపోతానేమో. సో కైండ్లీ లుక్ ఇంటూ ఇట్. మన ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉన్నారు కదా గ్రూప్‌లో సత్యమ్మ, లక్ష్మి అమ్మ. సో తెలుగులో అర్థమై ఉంటుంది ఎవరికైనా. దయచేసి వాళ్ళకి మెసేజ్ చేయండి. అమ్మ ఏం చెప్పారు అని చెప్పి వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు. కొంచెం హెల్ప్ చేస్తారా? వెంకట కృష్ణారెడ్డి గారు. మీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ వచ్చు కదండీ! ఎందుకు రాదని చెప్తారు? తెలుగు ఇంగ్లీష్ బాగా అర్థమవుతుంది. ఓకే. సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద కాంటెక్స్ట్. ఓకే. So let us do second chapter. Again, we'll go slow because when we go slow, we'll be able to understand. Uh, So I'll give you the tools also. Okay. The most important part where we always struggle, again, I told you in the Telugu class, I'm going to tell you once more in English class. The more, um, because I'm so used to telling, that's why the struggle is very hard when I tell it in Telugu. It's not that I don't know Telugu, I know Telugu, but this information to chat, just like that, it comes right. At that time, I find it very difficult to process, meaning it's my problem. Okay, it's not like anyone's problem. It's just that what she tells me, my brain defaultly uh, understands in English, and that I try to put in words in English. So when I try to translate that English into Telugu, that momentary, I miss out on what's again coming into the channel. So that part I'm not able to say, Amma, wait, I will have to translate this in Telugu. Because now she knows sometimes what is my go to way of taking. information from her, which is English. So she tries to give me knowledge also in the language that I am very comfortable, because when I'm tired, my defenses are very small. So she doesn't trouble me with Granthika and all. But when she knows I'm good with spirits, then she tries to teach me Granthika, because that's important for me to understand Sanskrit and all. So she teaches me that way. But now at this point, I'm very tired. Um, so she just is just trying to give me in this language. So ఏమనుకోవద్దండి. పొగురు కాదు, కొవ్వు కాదు. తెలుగు అమ్మాయి అంటే తెలుగు మాట్లాడకపోవడం కొవ్వా అనుకుంటారేమో. సారీ. నాదే మిస్టేక్. కానీ ఇది నా ప్రాబ్లమ్. అది ఎలా చేయాలో నాకు తెలియట్లేదు. నేర్చుకోవాలి. చేస్తాను కొన్ని రోజులైతే. సరేనా? అందాక సత్యమ్మ, ధనలక్ష్మి అమ్మ, కొంచెం మన తెలుగు ఫ్రెండ్స్‌ని అడిగి, తెలుగు అమ్మాయిలు ప్లీజ్ డోంట్ bash me. I'm, I'm incapable of doing this translation. Uh, so అలా. Mm. Uh, so uh, the what's one of the biggest axes is, see, anger వచ్చింది మనకి. We do have anger. We have a lot of anger. At that time, what you can do, you understand. First is getting present to my anger. So, see, if I get angry on certain people, just using anger as an example, okay? I'll use two examples. One is I want to do more in prayers, but I'm not able to do because of my um, uh, Mala Mantrasya నిన్న చేశాం బాబు. సో, అవసరం లేదు. సో, ఇదంతా ఒక్కసారి అంటే వీఆర్ బ్రేకింగ్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ పార్ట్స్, బట్ ఇట్స్ లైక్ ఎ వన్ రెసిటేషన్. డోంట్ నీడ్ టు డూ అగైన్ అండ్ అగైన్. ఓకే. Uh, but the second chapter, if you want, anyways, it will come when yoga statements will come. Okay. So that's why I said do kavacham, do nyasa, and then start your second chapter. If you think you want to do Saptashati nyasa, please do, no problem. Not required. So second thing is I'm talking about anger, okay, helplessness, whatever that is. So when I'm helpless, when I'm angry, when I'm scared, when I'm fearful, whatever is the action that Divine Mother is trying to talk to me in a subtle language, I will forget. I don't know. I won't take action. And as much I'm not taking action, Divine Mother will not allow me to complete that problem. She will hold me and say, teach, learn the lesson, learn the lesson, learn the lesson. So end of the day, I have to take that action, whatever that action is. Okay. But before to that action, to take that action, I might have fear. If fear is there, I won't take action. If I don't know what to do, if whatever is the thing I have to do feels like so huge, I procrastinate because I don't know where to start. So lot of things I do because when my emotions are not in place, I don't take actions that are aligned with divine grace. Unless until divine grace actions are done, divine mother knows what is our capability. She knows that you are a diamond, but you are now like a stone. The diamond is inside, and you are thinking, "This is me, a stone." But she knows that you are a diamond. You can shine bright. So for that, she has to sharpen your edges. How will she sharpen your edges? By giving you difficulties, because only then you will pause and look at it. Otherwise, you will be in your own world. So at this point of time, what we need is allowing that sharpening. Okay, to sharpen ourselves when I'm going through an emotional state. Firstly, divine messages comes in subtle forms at your heart center. Please remember that. When you calm yourself, only then divine guidance will listen. You will be able to listen to divine guidance. When you calm yourself, how? When I'm doing my nyasa, pranayama. Okay? See, Saptasati Parayana and your emotional states are not too different. Okay, it's all one. That's what I'm trying to say. By reciting that, you get to calm state. When you enter calm state, and I ask a question, Amma, what is my go to action? What should I do? There will be a noise in your heart that says, a voice in the heart, not noise. Noise will be in the head, voice will be at the heart. So the voice will say, do this, don't do this, stop. pause, relook in one word, not like she won't talk in, she's not very chatty in the beginning. She just tells in one word because she knows why she doesn't tell in big lines because she already know we are all very noisy in our heads. So if she also there's already noise in the head. I am this, my problem is this, I when will I get better, when my eye pressure will go down, when my knee pains will come down, when my money problem will get solved, when my relation, when. I'll be already here. So already here also so much, here also so much means we can't take, we can't understand. So here is so much activity at heart center, one word. That is your sign. For the next 9 days, your job is to once you do nyasa, go home and see what's the message the Divine Mother is asking me to do. Just listen after you do your 5 minutes of mantra japa. Listen, what is that today I should do? Amma, what should I do? Ask. It will say work, apply for job. If somebody you have to apply for job or practice. It will be phrases. It won't be like big paragraphs, but it will be easy to comprehend. It will be a proper things that you can comprehend. So understand that. That's your number one. So you'll be fearful. Oh, Navratri, I have job, I have a tough job, I have a tough boss. I'm not able to do as many parayanas as possible. Amma, is what I'm doing is enough? She'll say, yes. And try to trust that she said yes. Don't doubt. Is it true? Is she saying, how come she says yes? Is it my imagination? Whether I am doing right or wrong? Whether I am doing prasada, is she accept or not? She will accept Baba. If not, she won't be able to do only. That's what I'm saying. If you do prasada, if you do homa, if you do any kind of thing, if at all she has already made you do havan, it means she's acceptful about it. If she's already made you do prasada, she's acceptful about it. If she already told you I like this and make you do things, she's acceptful about it. We need to start with that self trust. In the first, as I said, right? It's one way relation. So the one way relation can only happen when I keep on trusting others. When I'm in a boyfriend girlfriend relation in the beginning, first I have to keep on give this confidence that I understand. I accept. I accept. I trust. I trust. I trust. I trust. In the relationship, same way. Okay, I have to first in the beginning till I hear her back in more comfort way. When I Agna Chakra opens, only then I nicely hear. Till then, it's one line communication. It's always I am doing. I don't know whether I get take back. So first 9 days, see it whether I'm getting messages or not. My mind will talk long sentences, and it is always fear. My heart, the messages that I get from God are always expansive. They won't be uh, they won't be constraining it, and it is not what is good for you or what how comfortable you are with that, but it's more to deal with how right it is for you when you take that action according to divine plan. So sometimes it is testing your boundaries, pushing your boundaries. Sometimes it is making you do things that you never did. Sometimes it is asking you to do things that you're not comfortable doing at all. Sometimes you feel angry about certain things, and she says, "Calm down." The moment you see the certain things, you do really get angry. But then she's saying, "Not worth it. Leave it." So it's from the heart. So it may not be your subconscious will always guide you towards comfort because the main job of subconscious is to protect you. Once you failed, so it doesn't want to fail you. So the mind comes and says, don't do, this is dangerous. Divine message says do. So if it comes from here, it is you. If it's come from here at my heart center, it is don't do or do it. Okay. So when heart says do Suhasini Puja, just know is it really from heart or mind? You like to do Suhasini Puja, that's the reason heart says yes. But is Once you close your eyes, do meditation and say, Amma, do I really do Suhasini Puja now? He says, no, you're too overwhelmed. It comes like that. But we will not hear that. We will not accept it because in my head, I want to do it. In my head, I want to do it. Understand, just Narageethamma. What is that I'm dying to do? Okay? She is not demanding, Andi. I had so many times conversations with Divine. She's very, very, say, I'm being very openly transparent about my life. I keep telling you every single day my life is work in progress. But still, when my life is still work in progress, why do I think I will? And I, by now, whoever has spoken with me know how honestly, strangely honestly I am. I'm very honest to the T. I can't fake things. I don't like to fake things because I don't believe in it. So at that point, if I can fake blowing her horns for once or twice, but all the time I can't keep blowing her horns, right? So if still when I'm saying my life is still work in progress, but I still keep blowing her horn, saying like she is the supreme mother we need to bestow upon, there must be something, right? So that is the reason I'm saying just listen to what your heart is saying and don't go by what your mind says. So when you're getting guidance, when you know that you're little spiritually aligned, and when your mind says, when you get some guidance, ask yourself, is it coming from my subconscious or is it coming from divine God guidance? How much of this guidance is coming from divine? How much is from my subconscious? The kind of questions you ask, they will respond. One question I always ask you to say is this message, am I communicating with light or dark? 100% important question you need to ask every single day because it's very, very important that I always communicate only and only with light, divine light. So I always want to ask, do I have to, am I communicating with light? Am I communicating with dark? Then when I say dark, I say just pass. No need to be fearful. No need to be engaging with that. No need to get into blame because of this Pisachi, because of this, because my spiritual thing is going down, because otherwise I would have been somewhere else. Because of this, I'm going down. Not required. Who asked you to engage? Are they asking you to engage? If you say pass, they will pass. It's you who didn't know how to claim your power. Why will you blame others? You don't know how to handle your emotion. Why will you manage handle other? Why will you blame others? So learn it. That's what I'm talking about being at a Mahishasura world. When I don't know how to handle it, use knowledge as a sword and try to figure out what is that it's working instead of always being in this mode of they did something to me, these people did something to me. Why? Nobody has no work to keep doing things for you. So you yourself can protect yourself very well using knowledge as a sword and try to protect yourself, right? No, that we won't do. Always we want comfort from in which world, in which people's life, human life is born to suffer. That's their go-to statement. There's no other truth than this. You read any other wisdom books, this is the truth. So if that is our go-to fact, only way I learn is through suffering and surrendering. What stops me from not surrendering? How long will I allow myself to suffer because I want to fight with my ego? Me. Every comfort should come and fall on my lap. I don't want to take any action. How is it possible? So she tries to squeeze more. So you get tired, and there is no other thing that you can do. We think we are left with this. Okay, fine. My job is done. I will give up in this life. I will get into addictions. I'll drink. I'll drop. The bad news is this is not going to go anywhere. This will continue in the next life, and more problems severe. What for? So that is where I'm saying we need to understand the science very well and try to align with herself. Then our life becomes very easy. So for all those whose life is so strangely difficult, please now, at least now, allow your divine light to shine. Don't resist. The more you resist, life is going to get more miserable. And why do we have to get there? Is it not enough this many years of suffering? What more you want to prove by claiming that ego? Just surrender and say, okay, Amma, show me the way. Then she will tell, and as this Netrama said, no, you do little, she will be more happier. This much you do, she'll be like, okay, my child is falling into line. Hooray, I'm gonna support. That's what she's always be. That's her go-to state. But we don't understand that language. We don't understand her love. And we try to make ourselves more complicated and try to do all the circus. All right. So kindly get to that state, understand the emotion, and try to. I told in the Telugu class also, because all of you are Telugu students only, most of you looks like. So in the Telugu class also, I told, surf that wave, surf the wave of anger, surf the wave of fear, surf the wave of helplessness. Let it just go pass it, don't fight it, just ride it. Okay, so we will talk about this riding of emotion in another class, because otherwise we'll get too delayed. But please watch that video to understand what is riding that wave of emotion. All right, so now we will read this second chapter. Please open your copy. 100%. It, and the more you recite Sapsati, the more you will understand the triggers. The more it will, the triggers will become like a mirror. You will instantly come to know, oh, this is a trigger. Ah, okay. And I'm reacting from my vices. I'm reacting from my old samskaras. I'll get to know that also. So everything will become very, very transparent once you recite it for 20 days. All right. All right. So please get to the second chapter, wherever that is. Whatever I'm speaking, is it relating? Just show. So many emotion are there, no? So is it relatum or is going above head? If it is going above head, I won't speak all this. I'll just talk only class. Okay. Page number 1 or 2 in Telugu and um page number 91 in English. अस्य श्री दुर्गा सप्तशती मध्यमचरित्रस्य विष्णुर्ऋषिः उष्णिक्छन्दः श्रीमहालक्ष्मीदेवता शाकाम्भरीशक्तिः दुर्गा बीजं वायुस्तत्त्वं यजुर्वेदस्वरूपं श्रीमहालक्ष्मीप्रीत्यर्थे मध्यमचरित्रजपे विनियोगः अक्ष अक्षस्रक्परशुङ्गदेषु कुलिसम् पद्मं धनुः कुण्डिकाम् दण्डं शक्तिमसिं च चर्मजलजम् घण्टां सुराभाजनम् शूलं पाशसुदर्शने च ददतीम् हस्त्रैः प्रवालप्रभाम् सेवे सैरिभमर्दिनीमिह महा लक्ष्मीं सरोजस्थिताम् ॐ श्रीलक्ष्मीबीजाधिष्ठात्र्यै महालक्ष्म्यै नमः ऋषिरुवाच देवासुरम् अभद्युद्धम् पूर्णमप्तशतं पुरा माहिषेऽप्सुराणाम् अधिपे देवानां च पुरन्दरे तत्रासुरैर्महावीर्यैर्देवसैन्यं पराजिताम् जित्वा च सकलान् देवान् इन्द्रो भून्महिषासुरः ततः पराजिता देवः पद्मयोनिं प्रजापतिं पुरस्कृत्य गतस्तत्र यत्रे स गरुडध्वजौ यथावृत्तं तयोस्तत्त्वं महिषासुरचेष्टितम् त्रिदशः कथयामासुर्देवाभिभवविस्तरम् सूर्य इन्द्र अग्नि अनिल इन्दूनां यमस्य वरुणस्य च अन्येषां चाधिकारान् सः स्वयम् एवाधितिष्ठति स्वर्गान् निराकृताः सर्वे तेन देवगणा भुवि विचरन्ति यथा मर्त्या महिषेण दुरात्मना एतद्वः कथितं सर्वम् अमरारि विचेष्टितम् शरणं चाप्रसन्नाः स्मो वदस्तस्य विचिन्त्यताम् इत्थं निशम्य देवानां वचांसि मधुसूदनः चकार कोपं शम्भुश्च भ्रुकुटीकुटिलाननौ ततोऽतिकोपपूर्णस्य चक्रिणो वदनात् ततः निश्चक्राममहत्तेजो ब्रह्मणः शङ्करस्य च अन्येषां चैव देवानां शक्रदीनं शरीरतः निर्गतं सुमहत्तेजस् तच्चैक्यं समगच्छत अतीव तेजसः कूटं ज्वलन्तम् इव पर्वतम् ददृशुस्ते सुरास्तत्र ज्वालाव्याप्तदिगन्तरम् अतुलं तत्र तत्तेजः सर्वदेव शरीरजम् एकस्थं तद्भून्नारी व्याप्तलोकत्रियं त्विषा यद् अभूच्छाम्भवं तेजस् तेनाजायत तन्मुखम् यां येन चाभवन् केशा बाहवो विष्णुतेजसा सौम्येन स्तनयोर्युग्मं मध्यं चैन्द्रेण चाभवत् वारुणेन च जङ्घोरु नितम्बस्तेजसा भुवः ब्राह्मणस्तेजसा पादौ तदङ्गुल्यो अर्कतेजसा वसूनां च कराङ्गुल्यः कौबेरेण च नासिका तस्यास्तु दन्तः सम्भूता प्रजापत्येन तेजसा नयनात्रितयं जज्ञे तथा पावक तेजसा भ्रुवो च सन्ध्ययोस्तेजः श्रवणाव अनिलस्य च अन्येषां चैव देवानां सम्भवस्तेजसां शिव ततः समस्तदेवानां तेजोराशि समुद्भवाम् तां विलोक्य मुदं प्रापुर् अमरा महिषार्दिताः ततो देवा ददुस्तस्यै स्वानि स्वान्यायुधानि च शूलं शूलात् स्वनिष्कृष्य ददौ तस्यै पिनाकृधक् आलोके मा आलोके ఈ పేస్ ఓకేనా ఆలోకే चक्रं च दत्तवान् कृष्णः समुत्पाट्य स्वचक्रतः शङ्खं च वरुणः शक्तिं ददौ तस्यै हुतासनः मारुतो दत्तवांश्चापं बाणपूर्णे तथेषुधि वज्रमिन्द्रः समुत्पाट्य कुलिसात् अमराधिपः ददौ तस्यै सहस्राक्षो घण्टाम् ऐरावतात् गजात् कालदण्डाद्यमो दण्डम् पासं चाम्बुपतिर्ददौ प्रजापतिश्चक्षमालां ददौ ब्रह्माकमण्डलम् समस्तरोमकोपेषु निजरश्मि दिवाकरः कालश्च दत्तवान् खड्गम् तस्याश्चर्म च निर्मलम् क्षीरोदश्चामलं हारम् अजरे च तथाम्बरे चूडामणिं तथा दिव्यम् कुण्डले कटकानि च अर्धचन्द्रं तथा शुभ्रम् केयूरान् सर्वबाहुषु नूपुरौ विमलौ तद्वत् ग्रैवेयकम् ग्रैवेयकम् अनुत्तमम् अङ्गुलीयकरत्नानि समस्ता स्वाङ्गुलीषु च विश्वकर्मा ददौ तस्यै परुषं चाति निर्मलम् अस्त्राण्यनेकरूपाणि तथाप्येदं च दंसनम् आम्लानपङ्कजां मालां शिरस्युरसि चापराम् अददज्जलदिस्तस्यै पङ्कजं चातिशोभनम् हिमवान् वाहनं सिंहं रत्नानि विविधानि च ददावशून्यं मरया पानपात्रं दनाधिपः शेषश्च सर्वनागेशो महामणिविभूषितम् नागाहारं ददौ तस्यै दत्ते ह्यः पृथिवीमिमाम् Okay, second.